story of Will Rogers, the value of humor. Will Rogers entertains people and makes them laugh, often at themselves. He has a very good sense of humor. It helps he likes people more. In fact, he once said, "I never met a man I didn't like." Will was born in the late 1800s in Indian Territory called Oklahoma today. His father and mother were both part Cherokee. Later in life, he said, "My ancestors didn't come over on Mayflower. They made the boat." Will's parents owned a farm. Like most children, he liked to play and have fun. Instead of doing chores. When Will was sent away to school, he got into trouble several times because he liked to play his role. After he robbed a teacher, he had to change school. His new school is a military school where the rules were strict. All students like to listen to him talk. He won a medal for being the best speaker in school. One day, he ran away from school and got a job as a cowboy on a ranch. But being cowboy was hard work, so he decided to try another job. Next, Will joined a rodeo. He is part of a cowboy band that helped rodeo performers attend rodeo customers. Will enjoyed working at rodeo, and he was very well known and successful. One day, Will met a fellow rodeo performer who talking about his travel to far off China and other exciting places. Will decided to travel too. He became very interested into two kinds of transportation. The automobile and the airplane. By this time, Will had to change job. He remembered his school times when people liked to listen him talk, so he decided to become a stage performer. He would do rope tricks on stage and saying things make people laugh. The audience delighted in his sense of humor more than his rope tricks. Soon, Will was talking more than he roping. Will decided to. Then he was roping. Will decided to make jokes about the things he read in the newspaper. The audience saw that there was a funny side to most of things to happen to them. Things that happened to them. They laughed at themselves and felt much happier. As long as Will was doing the things he did best, make people laugh. More and more people would listen since what Will had to say. They want to see the comical side of what's in the world and what was happening in the world. What was happening in the world and themselves.
And in their own lives.
Will was asked to write a column for newspaper. He even asked to.
被动式。
He even was asked to action in the movie. Will was working harder and harder and very good at everything he was doing. For writing for newspaper, playing in the stage and acting in the movie and acting in the movies and talking in radio. He met many famous people including kings and queens and the head of state. They all enjoying and learning from his sense of humor. But we are also enjoying talking with people who live in small town. When he listened, he got ideas for some of his best subjects. When he listened carefully, the things
to listen carefully to.
He listened carefully to the things that people were saying. The rest of his life, throughout the rest of his life will intend make people around him happier. With his humor, he taught people the value of humor and laughed at oneself. Will Rogers didn't do any greater discoveries or cure any disease, but he did make the world a nicer place to live and for a generation of people.
How